Hello friends, I hope you are well. It's time to talk laptops, but not just any laptop. This laptop is what I would call the future. This laptop is what Hollywood movies would be adding as their protagonists' cool futuristic hack mobile device in the year of our Lord 2150. It literally looks like a space fighter, and it's made out of material that you could imagine coming out of Elon Musk's mouth when he describes our path to Mars. Let's get into a review of the ASUS Republic of Gamers Zephyrus Duo 15. Specifications are an important part of any laptop. They have to match up to who the device is for. Unlike a DIY build where you get to choose exactly what parts you want, this is one complete package and you can't change anything later. So the Zephyrus Duo 15 here comes with an i9-10980HK RTX 2080 Super Max Q. Important to note that the Max Q is a mobile chip and may not perform exactly as a full 2080 Super card. However, the CPU is an HK variant which has an unlocked multiplayer allowing for overclocking. The graphics card can also be turboed with the actual built-in armory. Then we have 32GB of RAM, 1TB M.2 NVMe SSD. Then of course the unique selling points, the dual screens, one 1080p non-touch screen and the other is a 1920 by 55, I don't know if you'd call it 55p with touch. Then finally the 1080p screen has a max refresh rate of 300 Hz. It also has G-Sync and a 1ms refresh rate. Let me start with the keyboard, as the way it is set out is very jarring, and though it's pretty obvious as to why it's done that way, let's address the usability of it. First thing you will notice is that it's made for the right-handed person. If you are left-handed, it seems you're out of luck. But I would like to also add you need a mouse to this laptop no matter which hand you use. To add to that, when you sit in front of this laptop, you end up having to push it a lot forward as you're missing a built-in wrist rest. But ASUS combats this by giving you a very solid rubber/silicon-like angled wrist rest. This helps immensely, but it also means you're sitting a lot further from the screen, so you may need a deep desk to use this laptop. If not, the wrist rest is a great whacking tool. So with all that in mind, what is the typing experience like? Well, I had a bit of trouble. My wrist hurt quite a bit, and I wasn't because of the keyboard keys. No, they're actually quite good to type on. They feel really good. It was just the wrist rest didn't work for me. I wrote about 4 scripts on this laptop to really give it a go, and as I write these words right now, I feel my wrists straining. The media keys have a function key to enable and hide in the F keys. It works well, but I can't remember the last time I used the F keys, so having the functionality as the main use works better for me. So here's the thing, yeah, maybe it's not for typing up long documents. What about gaming? Well, that's when the issues get alleviated. As there is a less wrist movement, I found myself jamming out Doom and Modern Warfare with ease, and so gaming-wise, this works really well. The touchpad has an inbuilt red backlit number pad, which I think works really well, and using it felt great. It was very responsive and I kept it on most of the time, since I had a full wireless mouse connected the whole time too. Now finally, in a pinch, the touchpad is great to use, and in this format there is really nothing else you can do, all because of that second screen. So the decision that was made here and to put it there would have been something I would suggest too. There is really no other space to put it. So then let's move on to this secondary touchscreen. What is it useful for? Well, for those who thought they could use it while in a full screen application on the main screen, I'm sorry to say, it doesn't really work. As soon as you tap on it, it takes you out of that application. But that's not the fault of ASUS, it's Microsoft and of course Windows 10. You can obviously get around this while having a full screen game, but you could always end up deselecting it as soon as you touch the smaller screen, so exclusive full screen is not really useful here. So this second screen, while gaming, is more for watching Netflix or YouTube or a web page with a game walkthrough, or while streaming for your game chat, OBS controls, and so on. You can interact with your community without kind of looking away from the screen to another screen. The way it pops up and is angled towards you is fantastic, making it actually useful and compared to the other ASUS dual screen laptops, which were hard to read due to the angles. The hinge system is well designed with little to no flex, and honestly I was very impressed. The colors on both screens are great, but the lack of high refresh rate on the lower screen makes it a bit jarring when looking from one to the other or moving windows. So yes, the screen is useful, and if you're keen to get a laptop with one, make sure it's angled towards you instead of flat, obviously. I'd like to add also that moving windows around the two screens is very intuitive, and ASUS adds a little quick move widget to make it even easier. Well done, ASUS. As a creator, it's great for having your effects in there in applications like Photoshop or when using Fruity Loops. You can have your sound and effects gauge right here. And that's where this laptop fits in. It's for gamers, streamers, and kind of creators who play games on the side. What I would like to add, however, is the best fit is for gamers in my opinion. The other two are a little bit more of a special case, and we'll talk about that in a moment. You see, if you're a huge streamer, you would probably have a big screen, microphone, comfortable desk, seat, mouse, keyboard, all there for you to be comfortable for long gaming sessions. This laptop's ergonomics are difficult to allow for long gaming sessions. However, you also travel a lot and still need to stream your games for your hardcore fans, and this would work really well. There is one big omission, and that's a webcam. So going mobile, you still need to carry a webcam with you, and during a pandemic, it's a shame this laptop at this price range does not include one. Now, the microphone is nothing to write home about, but it will get you across in a pinch. Here is a quick sample. This is a test of the ASUS Zephyrus 15 actual microphone in the laptop. It's not that great, it doesn't pick up very well, but it'll get you sorted in a pinch. However, because you're running an RTX card, you can install RTX sound and alleviate the background noise a lot more than what you saw here. Then there's the creator who might game on the side. I think again it comes down to ergonomics and that second screen, both for a streamer, gamer, and creator. If this is your only laptop, then you'll be able to do everything on it and in time get used to it. Now, the creator will benefit from the power of this laptop, and the second screen is very useful, but not as much as the adverts make it out to seem. But then there is also one group of people who might enjoy this second screen, and that is developers. Having the coding application of your choice on the main screen with music on the second here, and maybe helpful website on the side is a productivity dream. Now, I'm leaving this big screen to last, so let's talk about I/O. We have two standard USBs on the right-hand side with a USB-C that can also be used to charge the laptop. There is a microphone and headphone jack on the left side, and the charging port is there too. On the back, we have an Ethernet jack, which you don't need since Wi-Fi 6 is darn amazing, though note you also need a Wi-Fi 6 enabled router, and HDMI port out, and a third USB, which is best used for extending to more USBs. Airflow and cooling is second to none with ASUS. They certainly keep the device cool, but definitely pump out plenty of heat from the sides. Let's just say you can keep your coffee warm, but that means the top of the keyboard is still cool and the fans are not particularly loud either. The fans have some self-cleaning capabilities, but wasn't game enough to chuck dirt in there. The CPU uses liquid metal thermal paste instead of standard, and online it looks like there is about a 10% difference in thermal performance, and I'm more than happy to take that 10% performance. The sound system is adequate, no complaints. I'm pretty happy with it. Bass is meh, highs are great, mids are good, and overall music sounds fairly full, and explosions sound actually pretty good. Now, even watching movies on this has been really good, but I would prefer a little bit more. It just felt a little bit lacking. Finally, the main screen's 300 Hz refresh rate. And before I continue, I'd like to remind folks that this has an i9, an RTX 28 Super, and with that said, to make the most of the screen refresh rate, you will still need to tone down the graphics substantially. But when you do, and you do it to a point where each game hits about 150 to 200 frames, you will realize why this laptop is king. It's a beast. This panel has amazing colors combined with that smooth gameplay at high refresh rates. This is a gaming experience that is hard to compare even to desktop rigs. I mean, 300 MHz is overkill, and from testing at 250 to 300 in CSGO, it made little difference for me, but at 150 to 200 was my personal sweet spot. Right now, there is no other laptop that I can think of that is a complete package like this. Sure, you may have a hard time timing up your thesis why video games don't cause violence, but you can certainly test how games can relax you and enjoy it. Finally, I would like to add that the first-person shooters is where this laptop shines. But even games like Tomb Raider are great to play at high frames and max settings. If you're playing adventure games, I still think 60 Hz is great, and any higher than that wouldn't be bad either. I enjoy playing The Witcher at 90 to 100 frames a second. So let's finish off with the price. All these things don't come cheap, and when I thought how much it would cost to build a PC with what's inside here and 300 Hz monitor, this laptop doesn't sound too outlandish since it all comes in this compact package with this second screen that pops up.
So for 5,199 Australian dollars, you get 300Hz screen, second auxiliary screen, a Core i9, RTX 2080 Super, which can be put into turbo mode via the ASUS Armory applications, highly suggested when gaming, 32 gigs of RAM, 1TB of NVMe storage, and a big whacking batoon, all in a light package with a fantastic cooling system. No, it's not cheap, and maybe it will be obsolete in 4 to 5 years. I would really enjoy my time for the next 4 to 5 years with it, but maybe not. Do I recommend it? If you can afford it and want top-end performance, there is really nothing else like this on the market, and you will not be disappointed. So friends, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did, and let me know in the comments below if you'd be buying this laptop. Once I find availability, I will post those links below where you can buy it. And until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in another one. Bye!